Good morning, guys. It's Leslie and Ski Bakers. Oh, I just took the last 4 of the big feeder pigs into the processor this morning. So their pen is empty, and we can do a little bit of work in that, getting it cleaned up. We were supposed to have some big storms last night, which thankfully was just windy. I didn't get anything else. But I am going to go put my stuff down for chores, and I'll take you for a walk, show you what I got done in the garden yesterday. Hopefully today I can get almost all of the rest of it done. Hi guys! What are we doing? Relaxing? Okay, I can't remember exactly what all I showed you guys in the last video, but there are 2 green bean plants that I started inside there, and then these 3 holes I put 2 bush bean seeds a piece in, and then there's 4 here that each have 2. I don't remember. One is probably, this one's Kentucky Wonder, and I think that's like Tenderette or something. It's something new. Those 2 that I started inside are Kentucky Wonder. I know that we really like these. We'll see about the others. These, I need to pull these T-posts out, but they're, you can't see in the screen. These T-posts, these holes, all have nothing in them yet. The wind kind of knocked down all of my zucchini that I had tied up. I need to practice with my tie tool a little bit more and get it a little bit tighter, but they were so tender I didn't want to break the stems tying them up. Once they get a little thicker, I think it'll be easier. I did replant the ones that didn't make it here, and I think there. It's hard to see in the camera with the sun. So we hopefully will have 4 yellow, 4 green. I planted at the 4 corners cucumbers. I think it's like a Market More 70. Watermelon. I don't think that watermelon made it. I don't know if I will put another seed in the ground or leave it or put something else. Then there's cantaloupe and cantaloupe here. I decided this is going to be Romas. I have 12 Romas that I started. The neighbor started an old seed packet, and pretty much everything came up of Romas. So I have 12. I think she gave me 32. Some of them are questionable whether they'll live, but I think we're going to do a row here and a row here, and I'm going to do hog panels lengthwise to kind of trellis them on. I used this cattle panel for lengthwise just to kind of get an idea, and I can put 1 full panel here, 1 full panel here with like 3 T-posts each, and then I can plant them back and forth on each side of it, and then just tie them up to the hog panel. These are determinate tomatoes, so they won't get as tall, they'll get more bushy. So a hog panel just set off the ground kind of like this, but not an arch, just the whole length of it. I think we'll do there. Let's see. Let's go around this way. That way you don't have a shadow of me when we come back through here. I must not turn this hose off because this whole area is wet and it's leaking. I did, let's see, we had a bunch of pieces of cattle panels, so just a couple T-posts, tied the cattle panel to it. These are chocolate cherry tomatoes. This here and this here are both Best Boy, which is big slicer tomatoes. And I had to move our cow skulls. Still kind of letting them bleach in the sun. They're looking pretty good. I don't have my clipboard with me to see exactly what is what, but there are 4 holes in 4 rows of pepper plants. I know jalapenos. I think those are like the pepperoncini peppers. There was, I think these 2 are the California Wonder Bells, 2 serranos, and habaneros over here. I think if I top those, kind of make them bushy. I'm hoping to not have to use tomato cages on them this year, but we'll see. And then anything that died off that we had planted out here before for squash, I had gone through and put new seeds in the ground. And then this end in the center holes, I planted purple kohlrabi that I had started inside. Looks like, oops, this hole kind of died off. The other 3 have some. Down the center is like a Napa cabbage for kimchi. From, let's see here, down to here. And then these are, no, actually, to here, I lied. Here on these 6 holes is early white kohlrabi. So, and like I said, this will be 2 rows of Roma tomatoes. The only, hi Stu Cat. Only other thing I have to figure out is sweet potatoes. I'm thinking I'm gonna put, I still have a few of those kind of stackable planter things behind the sunroom. Thinking about putting them in there. Not sure what's gonna go here. It may just sit covered with no openings this year. And same thing down here. If we get that finished off, maybe just let it sit. Don't put any holes in it, just cover it. So, I don't know. I might find more stuff. I want to go down to the greenhouse in town and see if they still have any basil and things like that, because I would like to plant those kind of in amongst some of these and in amongst some of the tomatoes. But I think right now that's kind of the majority of what we're going to have in the garden. I don't know. Guess I better go get my chores done, and then maybe I'll try to bring you guys back with me to show you planting these. Okay, we are going to see what we can get done in the garden today. I don't think this camera, coming Joe, will last super long in the sun. It's definitely not as hot as it was yesterday, but it's warm out here. And I got sunburn, and I can feel it burning through my shirt. So, I don't know. Let's see. So these are the Romas that I started. I know I can get them in at least a row there. These are all Romas that the neighbor brought over. And then I think there's 5 tomatillos in there, so I have to figure out where to put those. I'm not sure yet. Then I ran down after chores to the greenhouse in town. I was looking for basil, cilantro. I don't have much luck. They'll start, but they just, I don't know. Sometimes they do okay, but more often they just die off or they don't sprout, and I don't know. I gave up. And marigolds to put around the garden. and they were pretty much sold out of everything. This whole box was, they had everything on sale, like $8.50. So I've got like, I think there's like 24 marigolds or something like that in there total. I got some kale, there was 4 kale, and I think 4 habaneros, only because that's Jason's favorite. And I got all of my tomatoes and peppers started really late. Oh, and this is what I have for habaneros. That tiny little guy, that one already looks like it's died off. That little guy, and a leaf that may not turn into anything. So I bought 4 more just to make sure I had habaneros. My jalapenos seem to be okay. If I cannot find basil and cilantro locally, I will order it from Azure. So I do, like I think I told you earlier, I need to get 2 hog panels for here. So I'm going to put in my T-posts for those, and then when I get the panels, we'll add them. These really aren't tall enough to attach to it yet anyway, just like my other tomatoes back there. So I will get it set up for it so that it can be added once we get them. And I was thinking we used to coach girls, like kind of somewhat travel. It's called travel, but it was more of an in-house travel softball team, and we had shade cloths that we had bought so that if the dugouts were open or anything, we could, you know, give the girls a little bit of shade, a little temporary relief, at least from the sun. And I have to ask Jason where those are at, because I think they're probably in the crawl space, but I think I might try putting them over the trellises here. Down the center is cabbage and kohlrabi, and it would like to be a little bit cooler than a lot of other stuff. So we might try putting shade cloth kind of, this is the south side, kind of up at least part of it. I think they're only like 5 foot by, I don't know, maybe 8 foot or something. I'd have to look, but still, if I can put a couple of them on there, that will help those. And I still haven't figured out where I'm going to put peas. I'm thinking it's going to have to either be along a seam in the middle where I can kind of separate the 2 pieces, or kind of along an edge, because I don't want to burn a hole every few inches for them. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I guess if I planned it right, there's a seam down the center of this. I could put at least a small section of a pea trellis down the middle. But I have this whole bed that I may be able to do something with. I may be able to do sweet potatoes there, because I really don't have anything else to put in there, but I don't know. We'll see what we get done today. Like I said, I'll set you guys up for a little bit. There's not really shade to put you anywhere, so we'll see what happens. Joey went. Jojo! Oh. Never mind, he's laying in the shade over there. I don't think we're going to get all these in there. At least 11 more Romas left here. I guess if all else fails, I could plant them up there. Well, I think we'll leave these. The tomatillos, I'm thinking, are going to go up there, past like the green beans. Joey, leave little Willie alone. Willie's figured out he can sneak through the gate, so I think that's going to be a lot of Romas here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 32 Romas in this bed. Yeah, that's a lot. So I guess they could go in that bed over there when I get it finished. Maybe I should pick some of the larger ones to go in here. Keep some of the smaller ones for over there. Oh, let's see. Figure out where T-posts are going to go. We'll have one at each end and I think one in the center. So there will be a T-post probably around this one and towards the two ends, probably like the second one to end. torch for this, but I didn't feel like refilling it. I will say the butane torch works much better. Okay, I have to go pull some T-posts. Okay, pulling T-posts is pretty easy. You just use your T-post driver. This is one that my son made for a welding project for 4-H. Turn it upside down. And I add an angle and lock it up underneath one of the nubs and pull back. As I say, it's going to be easy. And then as it starts to come out, you just lean it back under another notch. Oh, that one's really in there. There we go. Probably have this at too much of an angle. Look out, Joe. One more. Doesn't help that the dirt is soft, so the driver is kind of just sinking. There we go. Okay, stood my T-posts up where I want them. Now we just have to drive them in. Now we plant tomatoes. Since this was fresh tilled, it's going to be pretty easy. Just kind of dig in the dirt. Take off the bottom set of leaves. I do have some drip irrigation stuff that I had, don't you eat my plants, had ordered last year or the year before to put on that section. So there's probably not enough to set up for everything I have planted. I'll have to order more, but that will be the next thing on my list, is getting my irrigation figured out. I've always just used the hose and come through and watered really late in the afternoon, but I'm not really great at that. So, and with a drip system, I don't have to worry about getting the plants and the leaves wet. So I could actually just, when I come out to do chores in the morning, turn it on for a little while. When I get done with chores, then come back and shut it off. And it'll be good to go. I do have, I think it's a 3-inch, I have to measure it, but like an auger bit that goes on the drill. If soil underneath here was harder when I planted the other tomatoes and the peppers, that's what I used. But because this is so soft, I don't have to worry about it. Stop trying to eat my plants. Really? Hey. Okay, before the camera dies, let's bring you in closer. course, the hole that I chose has big clumps of dirt, but make your hole. Sometimes I clear leaves and I plant it all the way, you know, up to, I don't know, half an inch from the leaves, just so that they're not on the ground when it's planted. This year I'm just, whatever hole I get, that's what they're going in. There's a lot to be done and not enough time to do it in. And bring back a little bit of the dirt back around here. Just press it down into place. And the hog panel is going to be kind of up off the ground, so once it grows enough, then we'll start trellising it to that. These couple already had all the lower leaves removed. And just like that, that's how easy it is to plant tomatoes. Okay, see if we can get through this before the battery dies. Got 2 rows. Really, Clark? Of 16 each of Romas. I tried to very carefully water everything in, just getting the dirt around it, not getting the plant itself, so that the sun does not cook them. And most of them are perking back up just from their water. Down here I planted several marigolds around and my kale. And well, that battery didn't last, so changed the battery, got my tie tool. I'm saying I put a few marigolds around my kale. Oh, the wind. Let's see, there's a kale there, kale at the other end, and 2 kind of in the middle where some cabbage didn't make the transplant. So I'll try to show you. This is my, I call it a tie tool. The box says tape tool, and I'll try to find something here, maybe some of these squash, to show you how it works. Okay, I think you guys will be able to see it this way. So the tape is in a roll in here. It runs up along here, and that's what's red. There are staples along here, and I'm still trying to get used to it, but you click it and it pulls the tape up. Prune this back a little bit here. And I think I'm going to tie it over here. So I'm going to go around here. It doesn't work the greatest around the T-posts, or maybe it's just me. You squeeze it and it staples it closed. So I think, click it again, it draws it out. Let's see. There we go. Works better around there since it's smaller. Let me see. So you can kind of see the maybe staple on the back side, but it just kind of ties it to it. And then as it grows, I will just continue to kind of staple it up along the trellis. I was going to take it over here further, but I didn't think I'd be able to get it in between here. Looks like I need to tighten that tie as well. This one, you can see I already have tied up there. I need to prune some of this dead stuff off of it. Might be able to get this one. I don't know about that one. This one looks like it was damaged in the wind. Yeah, definitely works much better around the cattle panel than the T-posts. And I think I'm gonna leave that one because I can't get it up to the cattle panel yet. I tied up the cantaloupe to the T-post. These over here are not big enough yet to reach. So I guess that's it, guys. Have a good day. See ya on the next one.